It's Kate Conroy.
And I'm Vinny Civitello.
And this is Other People's Business, which is the inaugural podcast of the New Jersey Business and Industry Association. We're the largest member employer business association out of Trenton, New Jersey. I believe we have like 1.1 million employees represented in this organization. It's kind of amazing.
Very cool.
If you want more info on us, visit njbia.org. And we're really excited to be here. Second ever episode.
Yeah, it's actually our first ever second episode.
You're absolutely right. It's our first ever second episode. We are here today at HQ, NJBIA HQ, as we like to call it here in Trenton, New Jersey.
Home base.
Home base, yeah, with a good friend of the show.
We have Betty Boros with us, our Chief Member Value Officer. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
So excited to have you here. You want to say a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I've been with BIA for just a few years now. Before that, I had a career at the Department of Environmental Protection, working on lots of water issues.
That's really cool. You're the only person I've ever met who was an actual marine biologist major.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I was going to play with dolphins or something. I was wrong.
I know, right? It's like the fantasy that you have as a little kid, and you ended up working at the DEP.
All our little hopes and dreams get dashed.
Well, at least I made that more than $14,000 a year, which is what I think playing with dolphins gets you.
But is there a greater inner joy with playing with dolphins that you don't mind making only $14,000 a year?
Apparently not enough. That's what I went and did.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. So today is all about women and work. And when I was thinking about this, my mind started drifting back to my mom and how busy she was when we were little growing up, and all of the crazy dinners that she would make us eat because she was busy. You know what I mean? So the icebreaker today is, what is the craziest or maybe best, your favorite thing that your mom ever cooked for you? And I've had longer to think about this than you have. So actually, one of us could probably go first. I don't know.
All right, I'll go. All right, so the first thing I want to say is my mom is really not technologically savvy. If I send her a text right now, 30% chance she doesn't even see it, let alone how to respond, let alone how to listen to a podcast.
Right.
So good chance she's not listening to this, but just in case somebody throws her an email and is like, hey, listen, you should listen to this. I love you, Mom. Thank you so much for everything. She's a terrible cook. So the big thing among our family, and she does it to this day, but she doesn't need to pretend anymore. Whenever we would have friends and family over, she would order chicken and ribs from this place a few blocks down, bring it home, put it into some pans, throw some grease around, and then pretend she made it. And, bring it out when everybody got there. Hey, look, this is what I made. So people caught her at some point. It became known as pulling a Peggy. And oddly, all of her friends found that so brilliant. She was hiding it for so long. They were all like, why do we make all this stuff?
It's amazing that she got away with it for so long.
Yes, she got away with it. And then now they still call it pulling a Peggy, but they all do it. So.
Oh my God. Yeah. So what did she do with the packaging? She just got
throws it out. Yeah.
Wow, that's genius.
Yeah.
Totally genius.
Absolutely, I admire her.
I do too. I totally do too. So I have something similar. I love you, Mom. If you ever listen to this, I love you.
We should play this on Mother's Day.
I know, right? So we're Irish, not great cooks in the Irish families. She would literally make us scrambled eggs with cheese and bologna roll-ups. And if you're not sure what bologna roll-ups are...
It sounds horrible.
You basically take a slab of bologna, you slice it in strips, you roll each strip, and you anchor it with a toothpick. And then you have a plate full of what looks like fancy hors d'oeuvres, but really, it's just bologna.
Wow.
Yes. Swear to God.
On the other hand, I feel like I could do that. So.
Exactly. I love you, Mom. You're wonderful. Betty, what do you got?
Oh, gosh. So my mother actually was a really, really good cook.
That's great. No need to be embarrassed about that.
No.
And my mother made a lot of things, a lot of which I didn't like. We did a lot of soups and stews in my house, which I didn't really care for. But she did make a fabulous roast chicken and potatoes.
Ooh.
Yeah. So and I like the potatoes and carrots and onions more than I like the chicken, but really, really good.
Yum.
And mashed potatoes and potato salad and stuffed cabbage.
Oh.
And, yeah.
Do you have the recipes?
None of them were written down, so we all learned to cook.
Oh,
so
wow.
Certainly can't make everything the way she did,
Yeah.
but yeah, each one of us learned to cook.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. I'm so
Except I can only
jealous.
cook for 15 people. It's hard for me to really cook
You
for
can't really
two.
have that.
I'm really good when I'm having a party, but other than that, I don't know.
My in-laws tell me that. It's really different cooking for a lot of people.
It is.
Yeah. You just come out with 250 meatballs. I really just wanted 3,
I don't know how to start start with less than a bag of flour.
It's so true. Every year on Thanksgiving, everything is fine except there's like 10 times as many potatoes as we need. Like for some reason, I always make the whole bag of potatoes when I make, and then there's no way we could eat that many mashed potatoes. It's ridiculous. All right, so every year, this is the reason I chose that question today is all about women in work because we have an event coming up. Betty's team is producing that event. It is the Women Business Leaders Forum, and it has actually become so popular that a couple of weeks ago I posted a teaser on my Facebook about the podcast. I think I said something like, "Hey guys, big things are happening at BIA. Stay tuned," and then in parentheses I wrote, "and maybe download a podcast app," or something like that. And as they say at Upworthy, what happened next was amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was the funniest thing. Like, she put this post up that was so obviously, we're making a podcast.
Right.
And all of the comments were like, so the Women Business Leaders Forum coming up on September 15th. Can I find out more about the Women Business?
Wow.
And I was just like
5 or 6
does
comments.
this happen to everything you put up? Like, going to my nephew's for July 4th. So about the Women Business Leaders Forum, what, you know. Like,
It was pretty crazy. I kind of couldn't believe it. So yeah, there's definitely a vibe out there, an excitement out there with regard to this event.
It's a great event. I mean, I went last year. I filmed it, and you would think from the name that it's a women's event. It is, but it's not like you only get stuff out of it if you're a woman.
Right.
You know, like one of the presentations. I don't know if you were present for it, but it was Catherine O'Hara from the O'Hara Project's Building Brand New. I took that with me forever. Like, that's gonna be with me. It's part of me now. Like, they had this quadrant. It was 4 personality quadrants, and the idea is that everyone you talk to is gonna fit into primarily one of these quadrants. So like when you're putting together a presentation, you should be specifically like designing it for the person who's listening.
Right.
And you do it based on like, okay, the first quadrant was like an Albert Einstein. The Albert Einstein kind of person needs to know like what the numbers are. So 35% of people are going to click on a red button versus 20% of people are going to click on a green button. So this is how we're going to do it, and that's why we're going to do it. Donald Trump, and she said this was long before, you know, he got into the political spectrum, so it has nothing to do with that. It's just the kind of person that just needs you to get right to the point. Like, what is the information I need as quickly and efficiently as possible? The Oprah Winfrey quadrant was like, I need to know the story. Like, I want to hear the solution, but I want to know how you got there.
Right.
And then there was the Al Roker quadrant, which was just all over the place. Like, squirrel! What? You know, like, tell me about the cat.
I'm so jealous. I missed that presentation.
Oh, you should talk. Yeah, it was so great. Because it not only helped me see like how I should talk to other people, but it really gave me a self kind of evaluation. Because what I figured out was that I wake up in the morning and I'm 100% Trump. Like, I don't want to hear from anybody at all. But then like around 11 o'clock in the morning, the guy that you all know and love, the Oprah Winfrey, wakes up. And it's like, then I'm like, the creative juices are flowing. I want to hear the story. I want to hear how you got there. If you spend enough time around me and we're there like 8, 9 o'clock, I shift into Roker mode. And I'm just like, I would love to hear about your cat.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh, you know, I've actually said the words "bottom line it for me" more times than I would care to admit.
So you're Trump.
I'm totally Trump. Isn't that nuts?
Oh wow, yeah.
I know.
Well, so she did say that people can be different in their professional lives than their personal lives.
Okay.
So like you could be a Trump professionally. I kind of look at you as an Al Roker. Like I could totally see
Yeah.
you like
Oh,
all over the
absolutely.
place.
I totally.
you know?
Yeah, I think maybe that's
But
more fair.
maybe that's more in your personal life. you
Yeah.
know? I've actually we were trying to get this this podcast together. It might have been this, it might have been the last one, and we were looking at our respective calendars, and I could not imagine having Kate's calendar. It was
Right.
like every single day was
Back to
packed
back.
from like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. like every day. I was
know.
like, that would drive me nuts. But living with something like that, you really would have to be like, okay, just give it to me,
Yeah.
you know, right to the point.
Yeah, I can remember being on phone calls with like people who were trying to sell me something, and I would just be like, "Listen, I need you to bottom line it for me. Tell me exactly what I'm going to
Tell me
get.
how much it is.
Tell me how much it is. I'll get back to you. I gotta look at it."
I don't even listen to
I
them.
don't
I
want
just
the
click
sales pitch,
it.
just tell me how much
Right.
and what I got.
Exactly. What about you? Did you sit through that?
I didn't. I heard bits and pieces of it, but definitely bottom line.
Yeah.
Definitely Trump. I just need the.
Yeah.
I guess it's the
just
kind of
the fact,
society
right? Yeah.
like we're going towards now. It's just like we are all so busy and we're all just like, this is what we have to do. We need to tunnel vision focus. But
Yeah.
apparently not. Apparently there really are people like me who, you know, from like 11 to 5, you can totally tell me your story. I'm going to love it.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Betty, what can we expect from this year? Any rabbits up your sleeve that you
Oh
can?
gosh.
Any spoiler alerts you can give us?
Spoiler.
Spoiler alerts, absolutely. Well, we're still working on a keynote speaker, and we hope to announce that real soon. But as Vinny was talking about this we've worked really hard to make sure that this event is not really just for women. So our breakout sessions this year, one is about getting on a nonprofit board, so what you should expect, what you need to do, how to do that best. Our second breakout session is on negotiation skills, so not just for women, obviously. And then the third is on communications, about how you communicate, working to not come across too strongly, but still get your point across in any way you can. We'll have our business leaders panel. Steve Adubato is going to moderate for us this year. We've got Micheline Davis, I think Vince Mayone from Atlantic Electric.
Do we have someone from 101.5?
So Jill Myra is going to moderate our communications breakout session this year, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so really excited. We're firming up the rest of our panelists. We know it's going to be, better than it was last year. It gets a little bit better every year, but we're definitely really excited,
And the crowd gets bigger every year too.
It does.
The word on the street, the buzz just keeps growing and getting bigger and bigger.
Especially on Kate's Facebook.
Apparently, even when I'm not talking.
I mean, there's a lot of passion around the event. You can definitely see it. Yeah.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty cool. Cool. So where is it going to be, and when is it?
We are at the Doubletree in Somerset this year, September 15th.
Okay.
We start early, as we always do, so the doors will open about 7:30, but we start at 8 o'clock with some speed networking. One of the most favorite part of the events, I think. And then we hope to finish at about 2.
Nice. So breakfast and lunch.
Breakfast
My gosh.
and lunch.
That's great.
Yeah, and a dessert reception if we could swing it, but we'll see. We'll see. We need a couple more partners for that.
Dessert is my favorite part of any meal, to be
course.
honest.
Yeah. Actually, it's always great, like, when you go to the BIA events. I know this sounds like a total plug, but, like, I'm being genuine. I'm being from the heart here. Like, I always try to avoid the desserts. Like, I always say I'm just going to eat, like, whatever it is. And then the dessert comes out, and it's just, like, to die for. Like, you look at it, and you go, holy Toledo, I cannot, wow.
Yeah.
I know, I'm with you.
Like, one of them, I was at the tech table, that's what we call it, because I'm usually the guy that's filming, live streaming, all that, and Kim Copperthwaite from our events team comes over with this plate, and I didn't see it at first, but she's like, I realized you couldn't get out and, hobnob with everybody, so we thought we'd bring all the desserts to you.
Selection.
Yeah, and it was this unbelievable giant tray of just any kind of, I guess, all the desserts that were going out to everybody.
Pulled a Peggy.
Yes. Kim never said that she made them all herself, but
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Touche, Betty. Touche. Nice.
Yeah, but it was wow. I mean, every event I go to, it's you guys like seem to bring it up another notch.
Yeah, and this event in particular, it's just better and better every year. I'm so excited for Steve Adubato.
How many have we done?
Right.
Is
this
the
is
third?
the third annual.
Third, yeah.
So it's still relatively young, and it's incredible.
Well, if you think about it, like, how many events, we do a lot every year, but, like, this one is really all about bringing people up and empowering people. And like you said, not just women, but the kind of advice you get from it, anybody, it could apply to anyone. But
So true. All right.
But of course, there's going to be a lot of excitement around something like that.
And the buzz just continues to grow. I remember people were talking about it in like November of last year, 2 months after the last one that they had. In November, people were like, so do you have a date yet? And you're like, no, we don't have a date
We
yet.
could probably make a killing doing 12 of these a year,
I know, right?
Betty has this panic look on her face right now.
I know. Actually, speaking of which, we have a committee. The group of women who drives this event meets, I want to say, quarterly?
We do meet about quarterly.
Yeah.
Our next meeting is July 18th.
Yeah.
Berkeley College will be hosting us. There's information on our website. We'll
Yeah.
have a guest speaker, Jody Grunwald. Oh gosh, I can't remember the title of the talk. But we'll be meeting together at Berkeley College to, again, we always bring in a leadership speaker, and then we'll be talking about planning not only this event, but the series of our workshops we'll start talking about for next year.
Those are great. I mean, I love the workshops because it's like a quality versus quantity. At the event itself, at the forum, it's quantity. You've got 150 other women in the room, men and women in the room. But at the workshops, it's really quality. You get some really deep, excellent conversations going with women one-on-one, and then you've got the speaker at the front of the room giving you some excellent content. So it's like the best of both worlds throughout the year.
Absolutely.
All right, so how can people register? That's njbia.org/events?
Absolutely, at jbia.org. On our app as well.
Nice.
the information on the event. There's very little on the webpage right now. We're about to build a page that has all of the breakout sessions in it. We'll post an agenda so you can see the speakers that we have lined up, and we'll continually update that as we firm up those speakers.
All right, I've got one last question. It's sort of a follow-up to last episode's last question, where we're not wed to ending each show this way every time we do it, but
we haven't figured out our segments
yeah,
yet.
we're still working this out, So last week we finished the show out by asking, what are you hoping for this week? And it's really funny because Vinny's hope was so big that I really wanted to follow up on it.
Yeah.
Do you want to remind us what your hope was?
I wanted my bathroom to be functional again because our house is under construction and we haven't been able to use that bathroom for months. But yes, first of all, it's gorgeous. It's amazing. But yes, it's functional again, which is great because now we can, we don't have to walk the extra 20 or 30 feet to the bathrooms on the left or right side of the house. Because that's how the house is laid out. It's a big ranch. So if you just think of it as one straight line, that was the one in the middle where like the living room, the dining room, the kitchen are. So that was the most convenient one to go to. But of course, that was out of commission for so long.
Man.
But yeah, it's gorgeous.
I love the way you say that.
It's usable again.
Who would have thought you'd say that about that?
I know.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Like she got me.
Right. The warmth in your voice is like you're speaking about your firstborn child.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so what are you hoping for this week?
I'm really just hoping to get through the week. I mean, to be honest with you, like
it's Monday.
It's Monday. We're recording this on Monday. I don't know when it's going to come up live, but yeah, I don't have a Kate Conroy week where like everything 9 to 5 is totally packed. But in my world, it's a very busy week, and we've got New Good Neighbor coming up this week. That's another one of our events. So actually, you'll know when we recorded this when it goes live. But yeah. I'm working on a bunch of the video presentations that are going to go during the event, and I'm not saying we're leaving it to the last minute, but we're still working on it now. The event's on Friday, so
it's not last minute yet.
Yeah, it's not. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling the. So next episode, maybe you can ask me how that turned out.
Okay, excellent. Betty, what are you hoping for this week?
I resolve a car for my son because. Meanwhile, while his car is dead, he has my truck, and Darren and I are sharing. So I feel like I'm, lost without my own transportation. Yeah. Too much checking going on. So just trying to figure out, what to get him. Don't want him to be completely disappointed. Want him to get something he kind of likes. But yes, he's getting a used car. There's no doubt he's getting a used car. But
used cars are the best. I don't think I've ever owned a new car in my life, and I'm proud to say it because as soon as you drive it off the lot. It is done, right?
Yeah.
Or it loses half the value, right? Yeah. Immediately. I don't know. I love my used cars.
I don't know. I guess I've always been the other way. My first car was used, but after that, they've all been new because I want to know that any problem with it was like my fault, or just to know the car, know its history.
What about like factory-related shenanigans?
Then in that case, they're going to fix it for free. So
okay, that's a good point, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a very, very tiny hope. I've got a couple of cats who come and go they're my cats. They come and go inside and outside. And the dish that we feed them with outside it was broken. So we've been using these pathetic little like plastic disposable bowls. And as soon as it's empty of food, it like blows around the yard and it's just looking pretty bad. So my hope is to at some point get out and buy like an actual like ceramic or metal or some kind of cat dish, really.
They sell those around down the street.
I was just going to say 2 seconds you could weight it down with something like
it's what? Prime Day.
What would I weigh it down with?
I don't know. What do you have around the house? Like, the next time you're going to throw something out, like just duct tape it to the inside back, fine. Rite Aid is down the street apparently.
It's funny, Betty, last time we walked to Rite Aid, I found a little dish and I almost bought it and I was like, no, the plastic bowls will be fine a little longer. I totally should have bought it.
It was 2 weeks ago.
I know, it was 2 weeks ago. Well, it's been raining ever since, so I need a nice day where I can walk to Rite Aid, I guess. Nope, All right, I think that might be our show.
That's our show.
That's a wrap. On that note.
Everybody, please subscribe, iTunes, Google Play, anywhere where you hear this. Like us, tell us how we're doing. You can email us at OPB, Other People's Business, but the email address is opb@njbia.org. You can also write into Facebook, Twitter. Facebook is Facebook/NJBIA. Twitter is @NJBIA. Hashtag OPB, hashtag tripod. any social media outlets you use, we're probably on there too. So
Yeah,
find
absolutely.
us, just let us know. It'd be really helpful to see what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong.
Yeah, and last week we had some shout outs. This week I have one more shout out to Heather Hansberry, whose office is right next door to where we tape the show. And that means she can't hear any of the talk, but she can hear the mad cackling laughter.
You
which
think she can't hear the
I
talk?
hope.
She's probably in there
Blast to the wall.
right now. Like,
I mean, the laughter is probably not annoying at all. It's probably
probably
just,
not.
but yeah, exactly. So thank you, Heather. We appreciate your patience. I honestly have to do another shout out to our bosses. I don't know when I've had more fun at work than doing these shows. So.
and we had an ice cream truck come here and give us free ice cream that one time.
It's true. We had a free
Yeah.
ice cream truck.
We
Mr.
need to
Frosty.
do that again.
I
we
really,
totally
I
do.
totally agree. We need to get on the fun committee, right?
we
Somebody
do.
needs to. I'll contribute. I would donate
Because we
money.
don't get fed enough here. We
Yes.
need ice cream.
You know, were we just talking about all the cupcakes in the building?
Yes. Every time I walk to another floor, they have a different kind of thing. So this floor is cupcakes. The fourth floor, I think, is pretzels. So whatever you're in the mood for, whatever delectable, terrible thing for your body you want, we've got it on some floor here.
It's so true, man. This building is so difficult if you're into junk food. And
I've actually
Yeah.
never used it, but don't we have like an entire drawer on our floor?
Oh,
that's-
we started it.
Oh, yes.
My group started the candy drawer,
Wow.
and it still exists. And I actually, last time I was in it, we needed to replenish. So maybe I do need to walk to that Rite Aid and pick up a couple of extra
Maybe
bags.
so.
Of
Of
something.
Of course, we totally need a couple extra bags of candy.
Of course we do.
I visit that drawer frequent and often.
Me too. You're welcome anytime. All right. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
Bye.